It's no secret that the late Queen Elizabeth wasn't too happy about the whole Megxit situation. Sadly, in her lifetime, she's had to face many embarrassing circumstances brought out into the open, and they've usually got to do with marriages in her family. We've got an insider scoop for you on the Queen's private thoughts on the Duke and Duchess of Sussex, so stay tuned. Starting with the Queen's reaction to Megxit. Oh, the roller coaster of events that transpired after the bombshell interview with Oprah. After Prince Harry and Meghan Markle made those claims about the royal family and how unhappy they were as a part of it, the Queen knew something had to be done. This wasn't the first time she was faced with such a circumstance. If you remember, the year 1992 was particularly hard on her when she had to deal with not one, not even two, but three of her children's marriages coming to an end. And long before that, she saw how her uncle abdicated the throne because of an American woman he fell in love with, and maybe she saw history repeating itself. That's why she took things in her own hands before they got out of control. In order to discuss Meghan Markle and Prince Harry's choice to stand back from their royal responsibilities, Queen Elizabeth II called a meeting of the royal family. Those in attendance at the meeting, which was held at the monarch's exclusive Sandringham estate in eastern England, included Harry's father, Prince Charles, and brother, Prince William. Following days of heavy press coverage in which representatives of feuding royal families utilized the British media to present conflicting images of who was to blame for the separation, the submission was made. Even more, the royal brothers issued a joint statement denying William was to blame for the couple's decision to divide their time between the UK and North America. Next, we hear there's a book that's making some explosive claims. Written by Valentine Low, Courtiers, The Hidden Power Behind the Crown, a recently published book goes into great depth about the difficult negotiations. Talks about leaving would never come to a peaceful conclusion. It's claimed that many plans were considered to keep the Sussexes in some capacity within the royal family. The book claims that the Queen said they were either in or out. One suggestion made during the negotiations, which got underway at King Charles' London residence, Clarence House, 4 days after the Megxit statement, was that the pair be more in than out. The alternative was to assign the now California resident pair a less prominent position. Then Clive Alderton, King Charles' private secretary and communication secretaries from the Queen, tortured their minds at the hands of the Cambridge and Sussex houses. The meeting in January 2020, which came to be known as the Sandringham Summit, raised financial concerns. One of the Sussexes' objective with Megxit, as indicated in the book, was to move towards financial independence. The conversations, which included Simon Case, Prince William's private secretary and cabinet secretary, are described in the book in detail. In order to communicate with both groups, Simon Case was an essential figure. Advisors, on the other hand, thought a compromise could be achieved and didn't view the Sussex's desire to fully sever ties with the royal family as a choice until it happened. Now, how did it go from a couple doing some of their duties to complete exclusion? Prince Harry and Meghan Markle were supposed to have a transitional phase during which they split their time between the UK and Canada. Buckingham Palace issued a statement in which it was revealed that the specifics of their future positions will be developed over time. After the couple's shocking statement that they desire to step back from Britain's royal obligations, the Queen personally met with her grandson to discuss his future roles. According to rumors, Harry and Meghan saw a compromise that would allow them to reside overseas while still performing their official royal duties. The Duke and Duchess of Sussex retired from their royal duties in February 2020 and decided to go to the US in order to enjoy more solitude outside of the UK. It was Queen Elizabeth II who believed that the duo couldn't be allowed to carry out official activities unless they were prepared to abide by the limits that applied to working members of the royal family. It makes sense, right? You can't be both in and out of the system. Instead, they were stripped of their royal obligations, patronages, Harry's military ties, security, income from the Prince of Wales, and, for all intents and purposes, their HRH titles. The Queen reportedly stated that she wants all four households to work together at pace to come up with an acceptable solution after the Sussex family revealed their desire to retire from royal duties. Sadly, we saw that such a compromise couldn't be made. Up next, they could have learned a thing or two about PR from the Queen. In fact, we can all learn a thing or two from the Queen, who some people considered to be out of touch. The way she dealt with public relations in the contemporary era, especially during Megxit, is commendable. There were no outbursts from Buckingham Palace. Instead, they worked swiftly to solve the matter that was doing much rounds on social media. What did Harry and Meghan do wrong? Well, they received a lot of flack for how they announced their decision on social media without informing the Queen and other senior royal family members. They hoped for a sympathetic response to the story of two young individuals fighting for their right to privacy and independence. Instead, they were blamed for being ungrateful people who lacked the manners to warn their close relatives. The early press coverage focused heavily on how sad and furious the Queen and Prince William were. And that's justified, right? You don't air dirty laundry in public. The intensely hostile response seemed to overwhelm Harry and Meghan, but the Queen maintained her composure, at least in public. She made sure that arrangements for Harry and Meghan's departure would be handled quickly. It wasn't run on for weeks or months, despite the fact the transition took some time. The British royal family, including Queen Elizabeth II, hasn't always made the right decisions though, like how she initially handled Princess Diana's passing, and recently, Prince Andrew's sex trafficking scandal with Jeffrey Epstein. But in this case, she proved she's still in charge and has the necessary skills. Guess more than 70 years on the job training played a role. Coming up, we wonder how things will change after her. Harry and Meghan's controversial Megxit, aka their departure for the US, was merely the start of their conflict with the royal family. The two made shocking claims of racism inside the royal family during an interview with American talk show presenter Oprah Winfrey that has since become iconic. Harry claimed he had endured a lot of hurt growing up in the royal family, while Meghan claimed she received no assistance from the inner circle when she was suicidal. He added that his relationship with his older brother William had gotten distant because they were on separate paths. While dealing with her husband Philip's illness and passing, Queen Elizabeth maintained her composure throughout it all, only stating that some people's memories of the past may vary. Also, Harry and Meghan never spoke ill about the Queen in public, so we believe their issue was never actually with her. Is anything likely to change now that she's no longer alive and Charles has become king? We're going to have to wait and see. For now, we know that Prince Harry's memoir, which is being marketed as tell-all autobiography, won't help in lessening the tension. Senior royal family members are apparently extremely anxious about the information in the book, which will be published later this year. Lastly, the book gives us a look into the couple's feelings during Megxit. In making the choice to step down as senior royals, the couple felt misunderstood and very unhappy. That's according to the new book. A significant new claim has also been made about Meghan, Duchess of Sussex. According to royal writer Valentine Low, author of Courtiers, The Hidden Power Behind the Crown, when her and Harry's relationship with the royals disoriented, some palace staffers referred to the Duchess as a narcissistic sociopath. Ouch, that's gotta hurt. In the book, she reveals that Meghan allegedly planned to leave a trail of evidence as she left the firm. The Duchess has consistently and unequivocally disputed all allegations of bullying made against her, calling them massively wrong. But the fresh allegations were merely the most recent in a string of information that's now coming to light. That's not all though. In another book, The New Royals by author Kate Nichol explains how Queen Elizabeth attempted to convince Meghan to patch things up with her father, Thomas Markle. That's how invested she was in the couple. The Queen urged the former Suits actress to talk to him because she could see how devastating the situation between Meghan and her father was. Despite all the challenges in recent years, according to Robert Hardman, another royal author, we know that the Queen cherished Harry right at the end, and Harry adored her. She served as one of the links connecting Windsor and California, so it was her best interest that they mend their differences. That's a wrap for this video. Do you think things will get better or worse between the Sussex and royal family? Let us know in the comments below. As always, don't forget to like this video and subscribe to our channel for more videos like this. See you in the next one.